What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rexon Max, and you see the picture. This is a picture that blew up on our Instagram. I mean, so many people are commenting on over like 400, 500 comments on it. And this is something that resonates with a lot of people because whether you're still in the gaming or you're not in the gaming anymore, gaming was a part of a lot of people's lives. And especially in that era, coming from like when gaming first started getting popular, late 80s, 90s, and in times like that, a lot of people played games. And back then, it was an unlocking system. It wasn't really no, DLC, microtransactions, and all that other stuff. The closest thing we got to that was like with Street Fighter 2, with them basically saying like, hey, if we go release an update, it's gonna be a totally new game. You're almost playing totally new prices, blase, blase. But a lot of times back then, people were kind of standing on that one game they released until they released an official new one. But so unlocking characters was something that, yes, I grew up in that time where you had to unlock characters and stuff like that. Playing the old Street Fighter games, playing a lot of different games, especially like Smash. Smash was the game that really made unlocking fun, like really took it to the next level. For some reason, Smash seemed like they did it totally correct. But to talk about this, I wanted to get into like, kind of like the pros and cons of this and see if you guys agree with, unlocking characters, how it was before, but how it is now. And starting with unlocking characters back in, the times where you had to unlock stuff before it was like, microtransactions, season passes and stuff like that. It was really fun. It was really fun because especially if it was a game that you loved, if you enjoyed, it was so fun to like really get into the game, dive into the game. It was a reward system. You was gonna get stuff for grinding the game, especially if like your favorite character was released first. Like you could kind of unlock it with any character doing anything. Sometimes in certain games you have to have specific characters doing specific things, but a lot of times, like if I could just pick my main and go through, learn the game, get better with him so I can go and face my friends and stuff like that, and at the same time unlock everything in the game. For a lot of people, it's a very nostalgic thing, so sometimes it might be kind of hard for people to look at any type of con to it or anything like that. I mean, it is a very nostalgic thing because when you had something back then that made you resonate with a game even more, that made you love a game anymore, that made you engross yourself to the game anymore, being able to unlock stuff back in the day really made a game have a high replay value. It made you fall in love with it more because the more and more time you spent with something, the more and more time you fall in love with it. But I will say one thing that was a pain about unlocking stuff: if it was something like a character that you really didn't care too much about, or something that was like too hard to do, like playing a game at a certain difficulty, some games will have to be like you have to play at the highest difficulty, you could only lose this much, you had to beat certain characters with certain moves each time, blase. You was doing this for like a character or somebody that you didn't care, it get frustrating. You get real mad, like, man, I'm not finna sit here and do all this for this lame duck character that I'm not even gonna play. But at the same time, you really wanted to unlock it because you was gonna have friends and stuff over. Maybe they were gonna want to play that character, or they was gonna clown you because you didn't have everything unlocked and they did. So it's like you really felt like you just had to accomplish that and getting every single thing for the game. But at the same time, if it was something that really wasn't worth it to you, but at the same time you still wanted that 100% completion or everybody unlocked, it could get annoying. That grind could get annoying. Some games did make it like super difficult, and back in the time where you just couldn't say bump it, here go $5, let me get the character, it could get frustrating. I'm sure it was a lot of people, I'm sure some people could say in the comments down below, at a certain point I just gave up and just said bump it. Like that secret to just be between me and the Lord, that I ain't never unlocked that. Now that can transition us over into paying for some stuff. It's like good, and it's like it has its good, but a lot of times people look at it as like totally 100% bad. One of the bad things about it is just, coming from an age where you feel like you had to work harder for the stuff that you got. Nowadays, where it's just so accessible to pay some money for anything that you ever wanted, it can make it seem like it's not as rewarding when everybody can just get stuff that you have and they didn't have to go through so much to get it like you did. Like, you went through the grind and stuff to get it, and he just said, here's $20, give me all of it. But at the same time, that could be something that's worth it. For example, if you're a pro player and you just need this character because you need to know how to fight against them, you need to practice with them, all that other stuff, you need it for like strategic purposes. Sometimes it's worth the time just to go ahead and pay the money instead of just like grinding it out and stuff like that. No, the tournament is coming up, soon. Somebody's gonna have, I need to learn this. I don't feel like taking the time for the grind and this and this and this. know, like, I need to hurry up and buy this so I can know what's going on. Well, like I said before, if it's a character that you really don't care too much about for to be sitting there grinding for, but you know, people that you're going to be playing with is probably going to want to play them, or a lot of times with tournaments and stuff like that, they need to go ahead and buy this stuff and have everything available so everybody can play. So imagine throwing like tournaments and stuff back in the day. You need like hundreds, like Evo, they need like hundreds and hundreds of consoles and stuff like that. And we're going to play a game that you got to go through and like actively unlock every single thing. Like, it's just not, it's not plausible. So, that's something that could be great. Like, if it's something I don't care about, or it's like a business decision, or I'm a pro player and I need to hurry up and learn this character and stuff like that, man, just take my money. Or it's like certain games like MMOs. Like, I feel like if I'm playing an MMO, it's more about the adventure, the journey. Yes, they make it a lot about, the equipment that you have and stuff like that and what you could do. But a lot of times when I play MMOs like DC Universe and stuff like that, I was playing it for the story, for the adventure. And, it would get to points to where it's like, man, I can't really move forward unless I spend some money for to get like, this equipment that's going to level me up to a point to where I can keep moving forward. These CPUs are getting too hard. I need to hurry up and finish this story, man. Take this money, take my money. Let me get this stuff so I can keep moving forward in the game, because this is getting annoying that I can't beat these dudes. I'm not trying to leave, like old Pokemon games. You trying to train for the gym, you got to leave, go train and stuff like that for like 2 or 3 days, pile your Pokemon up, come back and do it. No, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to keep the story going. Let me give you my money. But also at the same time, a lot of people brought up cheat codes and stuff like that on this post. And we do have to admit that cheat codes are basically giving you the same end result as paying for it. It's just, you don't have to directly pay for it. Now, you might have to directly pay for it. Back in the day, we had like, books and stuff that you had to go buy. They gave you like walkthroughs and guides for the games, and they might give you like some codes and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it gave you the same result. And I ain't gonna lie, there was a lot of games like Dragon Ball Z games back in the day. If I could figure out a code and stuff like that to just hurry up and lock these characters and play with it, I was gonna do it. So it's not like we can't sit here and say if we didn't have a quick cheating way of doing something or unlocking a character that we wasn't doing it. So, we were. But really, I feel like it's good to have options. If you're just going to be that person that you're just going to, pay for it, you just rather pay for it, get it out the way, you don't want to really grind for it and stuff like that, that's the type of person who's going to do that. But if you gave a lot of people the options, like, if they told you right now to get the Street Fighter 6 Season 2 Bison, all you had to do was play this and this and this and this, there's going to be certain people who do it because they love doing that. Like, oh, all I got to do is this mission, that mission, blah, 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 and I get back. There will be some people who are going to be willing to do that, but there's other people who are just going to be like, but I ain't got time for all that. I'm just going to pay. So really, I'm not going to lie, I wish we had more options, but it just seems like now at the time we don't have options. A lot of times they're just going to make you pay for the season passes and stuff like that. So I guess they're making me choose, because I can't say we're in a time where they're giving you options. So I'll say I really liked it better when you can just go ahead and, grind it out instead of just paying for it. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section down below.